Topping the news, a Maple Grove investment advisor is accused of swindling more than $2 million from nearly 24 of his clients. 33-year-old Isaiah Goodman is charged with one count of felony mail fraud. According to court documents, Goodman owned Becoming Financial Group and co-founded MoneyVerbs, which claimed to provide financial guidance through an app. Prosecutors accuse Goodman of lying to clients about how their funds were used, with the fraud totaling at least $2.2 million. The U.S. Attorney's Office says some of the money went into buying and building a $1.7 million home in Plymouth. According to the allegations, the misappropriation of funds went on for about 4 years. Goodman now awaits a date for his first court appearance. There are some encouraging signs in Minnesota's fight against COVID-19. This as the state announces the distribution of more vaccine to local pharmacy clinics. On Tuesday, we learned that Minnesota's COVID-19 case positivity rate fell to 4%. That is the lowest that key indicator has been since June. Meanwhile, Governor Tim Walz announced this week a one-time diversion of 8,000 vaccine doses no longer needed at long-term care facilities to Walgreens pharmacies. The pharmacy chain is expected to offer appointments for shots later this week. State officials hope to utilize retail pharmacies in the vaccination effort. So far, more than 41% of first doses have been administered to people 65 and older. That age group has suffered 89% of the COVID-19 deaths in the state. The state has announced millions of dollars in grants to help convention centers and movie theaters impacted by the pandemic. The Earle Brown Heritage Center in Brooklyn Center was among the recipients of grant funding. It will receive $300,000 in funds. The state awarded grants to 15 convention centers across the state. Also receiving funds was Mann Theaters. The family-owned movie theater company will receive $330,000. Mann Theaters has locations in Plymouth and in Champlin. Here's a sight you haven't seen in a while. Remember the sweet taste of Italy and Crystal? Well, they are coming back. Sort of, anyway. The owner posted news on Facebook this week that he's preparing to launch a food truck. But he's also paired up with a group to be the first commissary kitchen in the state of Minnesota, which means 29 restaurants will be located in one location. Owner Jim Stone says this will be a very 2021 kitchen, with orders placed on a smartphone app and either delivered or ready for pickup. Stone says the Minneapolis location will reach all the customers that have gone to the Crystal location for the last 31 years. Well, here's some food that will warm the soul during this February cold snap. In this week's edition of Takeout Tuesday, we check out a soul food restaurant in New Hope that brings a little southern flavor to the Northwest Metro.
It's the comfort food.
Comfort is not a word usually associated with the dog days of winter. But don't tell that to Ornery Conley.
So this is how our smothered pork chops start out.
No matter the season, she does her part to bring a little soul to the Twin Cities.
Real Cook's Kitchen is your kitchen away from home. So we specialize in bringing traditional Southern comfort food in a commercial environment.
What initially began as a fundraising activity at her church soon turned into a catering business. And 3 years ago, Conley opened her restaurant, RCK Soul Food.
These are our smothered pork chops.
In a building in New Hope that was once home to a Pizza Hut.
So far, so good. I mean, really, during the onset of the pandemic, we thought that we would struggle, but actually we were already kind of geared toward takeout, curbside, carry out, and so it did not affect us.
When your menu consists of items like fried chicken, smothered pork chops, greens, and red beans and rice, it's no surprise that it's going strong.
I know how much she invests and puts into her food, so I'm like, man, I'm getting some real good food right now.
She's not the only one with rave reviews.
So they're just like our little love notes, if you will. I mean, best food ever.
RCK Soul Food has amassed quite the following over the years, as evidenced by the messages people have written on the boards inside.
Mac and cheese, sure to please, Nika.
The concept of soul food likely means different things to different people. Yet for Conley, it's all about spreading love.
Soul food for me means a good time. It means good time, good vibes, sitting around, talking it up with family and friends, and it just means laughter and love and relaxation.
Food has the power to uplift and bring people together. And while it's impossible to satisfy every customer, there are plenty who appreciate the job she's doing.
I feel fulfilled, you know, and I know it was made like with love.
Later this year, RCK Soul Food plans to open a food truck. And sometime in the future, they'd like to expand their current building to allow for indoor seating and possible rooftop dining. If you didn't look to the eastern sky on Tuesday morning to see the significant sundogs, we'll show you what they look like. Sundogs are colored spots of light that develop due to the refraction of light through ice crystals. They are located approximately 22 degrees to the left or right of the sun. It is brutally cold out there too, with the negative temperatures continuing throughout the week. This is some of the coldest air we've had to deal with in nearly 2 years.